Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about topic the project schedule management. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam or PMP in near future. So let's start. First of all, I request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. First of all, friend, I'm thankful that you have taken time to watch my video. Today we shall discuss in detail the project schedule management. Basically, friend, this is a topic which we have taken it from the PMBOK Guide, Project Management Body of Knowledge. This is a book issued by PMI, Project Management Institute, which is a non-profit based organization based in USA, and it defines all the standards and best practices for the project management. Now, one of the topic related to knowledge area is basically schedule management. Now, what does it mean by schedule management? Friend, we know that project is a temporary anywhere which has which always produce some unique product, and it has an ending and starting and an ending time. Now, schedule management means that what are the activities involved, how much time required to complete any project. So that is basically the concept of a schedule management that involve the planning, development and controlling of the project schedule. It aims to ensure that the project is completed on time within budget. Effective schedule management requires the identification of project activities, their sequencing, like what activity will come first, then which activity, then resource allocation, duration estimation and the development of a timeline. Okay, so let's deep dive into this topic more. First of all, the first topic is the define activities. Define activities means, friend, that basically we sit with the customer, try to understand his objective, that what actually he wants to achieve from the project objective, and uh, we have to identify and document the specific activities. For example, he wants to build an e-commerce solution, e-commerce website, for example. So what actually his target, his objective? For example, he wants to increase his revenue. Okay, so what are the activities required to implement or to build a website for e-commerce, let's suppose. So you can have to sit with them, try to understand his objectives, and based on that, you first of all you have to do the scoping, and you have to build the work breakdown structure. You have to discuss with the expert judgments, the domain experts, and you have to also check the historical information, like in the past if you have already done such projects. So based on that, you have to identify the activities to build a e-commerce website. Just an example. So you have to identify, first of all you have to identify the activities for the project, first thing. Then once you identify the activities, you have to sequence down those activities. For example, let me give you an example. For example, first you have to do the you have to build a you have to make a scope document, then you have to make the functional specification document. Then once the functional document made, then you have to make a you have to start the software development. Once the software development finish, then you have to do the testing. After testing, the production testing, you have to deploy the build on production. So all those are the activities which you have to sequence down. So uh, this is very important thing. Here the dependency determination are there. Some are called as mandatory, discretionary, external. Mandatory means that the dependency which is mandatory, like for example, let's suppose that you cannot start software development until you have completed the scoping, for example. You cannot deploy release on production until you complete the testing of release, for example. There are these are different discretionary and external as well. Discretionary are you can say partial dependency. External means some other factor. For example, you are basically you have basically requested for some hardware, and it is coming from, for example, it is coming from USA. So it is dependency on the vendor, obviously, or some other external factors. You can also use project management software like MS Project, and there's a concept of dependency of leads and lags as well. After that, friend, once you have sequenced down the activities, the next action is the you have to identify the duration for those activities in the time section, like how much time is required to complete that activity. You can use analogous estimation, parametric estimation, and 3-point estimation as well for estimation. Then develop the schedule. Develop the schedule means that, like, you now have the identification of activities, you have sequenced down the activities as well. Now you have to create the project schedule. Project schedule means that proper project schedule, that how much time is required to complete a project. It will contain the activities, durations, resource assignments, all those things are mentioned. Normally I use Microsoft Project for developer schedule. Then control schedule. Control schedule means that once the schedule has been met, then you have to monitor and control the changes to the project schedule. You have to ensure that the project stays on track and take corrective actions if necessary. That means, friend, for example, you have made a schedule that the first module of the project should be completed in the first month. For example, in the month of December, the first module should be completed. So if you monitor that project is not going as per the requirement, then you can take the corrective action. Baseline means that establish a baseline schedule against which the project performance can be measured. For example, project schedule says that in the first month you have to complete first module, in the second month you have to complete the second module. So baseline, basically the concept means that you can measure the performance of the project against the schedule baseline. Once the project schedule has been made, you can baseline it. That means that it will become a baseline for the measurement of the performance of the project. Next is the resource labeling. Resource labeling factor is that, basically, friend, many times it happens that sometimes like over allocation happen. Over allocation means that one resource is over allocated, like he is working for 10 hours or 15 hours or 12 hours, and one resource is only working for 3 to 4 hours. So basically, resource labeling concept is that the appropriate allocation of resources, that everyone is working appropriately, not no resource should be over allocated in the schedule. Next is the schedule compression, means that once the schedule has been made, you have to see that how you can compress the schedule. For example, you can use the without changing the project scope. That means you can crash the project. Crashing means that you can add few more resources so that the time could be reduced. You can use the fast tracking. That means you can see what activities can be done in parallel. Okay, so this is another technique. So crashing and fast tracking are two techniques for schedule compression. Then schedule change control. Schedule change control means define the procedures for managing the changes to the project schedule, ensure that changes are properly implemented. Normally there are change control boards are there in many organizations, which basically check that if any changes are there, so it should be properly approved or rejected. Then risk analysis and management means identify and manage the risk that could impact the project schedule. Then another thing is monitor and track progress using project milestones, which are significant points or events in the project timeline. Then communicate project schedule performance to stakeholders through various reports and communication channels. Normally we make the performance reviews, project status meeting for performance reporting. After that, you can make the lesson learn. Lesson learns are basically the document which has all the positive things and negative things which happened throughout the project, and the things which went wrong with the things which went well. So basically the objective of lesson learn is that to identify the things which are wrong and which should be avoided in future, and the things which are right and which should be continued in the future. So basically the purpose of lesson learn is to is continuous improvement. So by effectively managing the project schedule, project managers can optimize resource utilization, enhance communication among team members, and increase the likelihood of project success. So friend, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.